smallholder farmers across the country. Furthermore, the initiative involves the executive arm of government, development agencies, and private investors working together to implement the proposed National Food Security Act. Also, in loan assessment, the federal government is currently in talks with the World Bank over a fresh $1.25 billion loan facility aimed at supporting ongoing economic reforms. If approved, the funding will push the World Bank's total commitment to Nigeria under the current administration beyond $10 billion, covering sectors such as agriculture, power, and social protection. Officials say the facility is expected to support critical project design to strengthen economic growth and improve public welfare. However, the Accountant General of the Federation warned that Nigeria could reject its loan if approval and disbursement delays exceed 6 months. According to the government officials, prolonged bureaucratic processes could slow down urgent development projects and weaken reform efforts. Therefore, authorities are demanding a faster approval timeline to ensure the funds are released when they are most needed. And the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday played a video recording in which an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Abdulkadir Sani, allegedly told investigators that he warned suspected coup plotters their plan to overthrow President Bola Tinubu's government would fail and some members of the group would eventually betray the operation. Sani, who is among 6 defendants facing charges of treason, terrorism, money laundering, and conspiracy, said he was approached by a man identified as Sanda to offer prayers and spiritual guidance for the planned coup. According to the cleric, he informed them after prayers that the mission would not succeed, while money sent to him was solely for prayers and charity, not support for any illegal operations. He also claimed he never reported the alleged plot because he did not know the appropriate authorities to contact. Meanwhile, Justice Joyce Abdul Malik ordered a joint trial within trial to determine whether statements and videos recordings obtained from the 6 defendants were made voluntarily. And moving on to education, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB has witnessed significant changes in the UTME performances over the last decade, with top scores ranging from between 299 and 374 from 2013 to 2024. Analysts noted that the increased scores reflect the growing competitiveness of the examination and improved academic preparation among students. Additionally, the integration of technology into learning and examination systems have contributed to better performances in recent years. However, the trend has also sparked debate about the pressure placed on students to achieve exceptionally high scores. While many Nigerians praise the academic excellence recorded by top candidates, education experts once again overemphasizing exam results alone. And finally, on the global scene, countries around the world are celebrating International Nurses Day 2026 in recognition of the contribution of more than 30 million nurses globally. This year's celebration highlights the power of care and draws attention to the urgent need to address the worldwide shortage of over 5 million nurses. Consequently, the Health Organization have called on governments to improve support for healthcare workers who remain at the forefront of patient care. Furthermore, the International Council of Nurses released a report stating that closing the global nursing workforce gap could add about $1.1 trillion to the world economy. The organization also urged governments to invest more in nursing education, improve salaries, and provide better working conditions. Now moving on to business news with Shukra Eniye. Hello, Shukra.
Good afternoon and welcome to S24 Business News, your trusted windows into the stories shaping the markets, economies and industries across Nigeria, Africa and the world. I am Oniye Shukra. This afternoon, we take you across shifting markets, rising economic pressures, and major corporate movements that continue to define the global business landscape. Here are the top business stories. We begin at home, where the stock market maintained its strong upward momentum today. The Nigerian exchange continued to attract significant investor activity with sustained interest in banking, telecommunication, and industrial stocks, even as inflation concerns and foreign exchange volatility persists. Experts say renewing confidence in key sector of the economy is helping to maintain this market resilience with steady participation from institutional investors, keeping trading activity firm. Still in Nigeria, the aviation sector is under increasing pressure as global energy costs continue to rise. Airline operators report that aviation fuel prices are climbing steadily, raising concerns that airfares may increase in the coming weeks if the trend continues. Industry experts warn that rising operational costs are becoming one of the most significant challenges for carriers at this time. And in the energy sector, Total Energy has announced progress on its offshore production infrastructure projects in Nigeria. The company says that the development is aimed at strengthening long-term production capacity and reinforcing investor confidence in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, despite ongoing global uncertainty. And moving across Africa, African leaders at the African Forward Summit in Nairobi are calling for urgent reforms to the global financial system. More than 30 leaders are urging international financial institutions to assess how African economies are rated, arguing that outdated risk classification continue to make borrowing more expensive in developing nations. Experts for development finance say the outcome of this discussion could shape how African countries access funding and attract long-term investment in the future. In a separate development across the continent, central banks in several African economies are maintaining a tight monetary policy stance as inflationary pressures persist. Policymakers are prioritizing currency stability, food price control measures, and effort to strengthen foreign reserve buffers amid ongoing global economic uncertainty. Financial experts note that while these pressures are helping to stabilize markets, in short term, they may continue to weigh on business lending and consumer credit. On the global stage, oil prices climbed once again today as investors continue to monitor rising tension in the Middle East and fears of possible supply disruption. The increase is adding pressure across transport, logistics, and manufacturing sectors worldwide, with experts warning that prolonged instability could further influence inflation and global consumer prices. And finally, global financial markets across the United States, Europe, and Asia are trading cautiously today. Investors remain focused on inflation trends, central bank policy direction, and ongoing geopolitical uncertainty as markets continue to adjust to a fragile recovery environment. And that's the business update this afternoon. We'll be handing over to Hadiza Galadima and Abubakar Turaki for today's newspaper review, where they'll be breaking down major headlines making waves across Nigeria.
Now, moving on is the newspaper review with Abubakar Turaki as usual. Abubakar, welcome back.
Thank you, Khadija.
How are you feeling today?
I'm great, Khadija.
How is the weather doing your body?
Well, it's okay. We're managing.
Well, we're here to talk about the problems of Nigeria again, as usual.
Today I'm not going to speak from emotions.
Better. That's what we need. That's what we need. It's always, like you said, optimism is just the word. So today's paper was starting with this day, and on their front page it says, Atiku zoning self-defeating, and Konkoso, I will run with Obi. You know, there's politics. But like, I'm more interested with that Konkoso and Obi because, like most Nigerians, that's where everybody's just putting their hope. Everybody's just be like, okay, this is what we want. This is our people. So what do you have to say as regards?
It's good these days the way Nigerians are becoming more politically aware and more politically inclined. Because I always tell our listeners, and I always tell Zainab that election that is going to decide the future of over 250 million people is not something to play with. So Atiku Abubakar, you know, he's a seasoned politician. And you know, someone that has been someone that has been an elected governor. Yeah. Then he was elevated to a vice president for 8 years. And during his time, Atiku Abubakar was among the most powerful vice president ever Nigeria had. So he just calculated that the NDC have automatically zoned their own presidency to South. And there has been some rumor going on. It's not only NDC that are going to zone their own ticket to the South. To the South, yeah. And if we are to be honest with ourselves, I doubt
if the South is going to produce a president.
If the South is going to produce a president that Nigeria will congratulate.
But if you check it, like most people are saying, it's the time for the South. And most Northerners are actually supporting the South.
No, it's not the time for the South. You know, this gentleman agreement is not even constitutionally, it's not enshrined in the Constitution. It is an agreement between members of the PDP, that our politician, because you know, PDP is one of the most oldest, strong political party in Nigeria. It's an agreement between them for us to keep Nigeria stable, because Nigeria has more than 250 ethnic groups. And you know, the domination, the suppression, the marginalization, the calls by the minor political parties. And the way you can only tempt this issue of marginalization is for us to keep the country in a better place. If the northern part of the country produces president for 8 years, let our fellow counterparts from the southern part of the country produce their own. And if you can remember, Goodluck Jonathan came from the southern part of the country. And the people that are in the NDC, most of them are previous members of the PDP. And now, if they are to be honest, they have to zone back the presidency to the north. So Atiku saying that because anywhere Atiku go, he must be the one to clinch that ticket, whether they like it or not.
But he has done this over and over again. How is he so sure that 2027 will be that ticket, that ticket will be there for him, and that 2027, that presidency he has been chasing for the longest time is actually going to come into fruition, because he has been hoping for the longest time. So what does he think will make this time around different for him?
Hope. That is what only keep him moving, hope. Because he have the hope, he believes that there is no any candidate that will emerge apart from him. And now, NDC, what they did, I saw Atiku Abubakar was just mocking the calculation. He's even telling that death on arrival.
Death on arrival.
With the way this country is being categorized into religion basis, how do you expect? Now we are seeing that there are some speculation that Obi may be the flag bearer of NDC. How do you expect to sell an Igbo southerner to the northern people? Let's be realistic with ourselves.
But they've been showing him love. We've been seeing people embracing Peter Obi over in the north. We've seen it. I don't know if it's because of his. I don't know if it's his alliance.
What is the percentage?
Well, I don't know. But
do you think that a northerner, maybe from the core village, will endorse Peter Obi? I'm not supporting Atiku Abubakar, but rather we are trying to make the things. Let us try and analyze it based on our own little understanding. It will be very difficult. Rather, Nigerians are seeing that maybe this is just a kind of like arrangement from the ruling party, because there has been allegation that ruling party, they will find a means, whether by hook, like, and sinker, to sabotage the effort made by the opposition. In one of our recent discussions, I told Zainab that Nigeria is heading toward a one-party dominance, not system, one-party dominance. So we have seen an internal conflict that is going on in the ADC. NDC now, they have zoned their own ticket to the south, which is a wrong calculation to Atiku Abubakar. Even recently, we saw a conflict that have started coming up in the SDP, Social Democratic Party. So you see, the ruling party have a way of diverting the attention of Nigerians, and they will just go and win the election in a very soft spot.
But why would you want to have competitors in the field, in the battleground? Because if you say you are man enough, or if you say you are a godfather or you're a kingmaker, then you should be able to like be able to face opposition. Because it's just clear this would it's just clear that our political landscape now is all about the mega party and the party engine. So you know the mega party is all about the glitz, the population, the phones, everything is there, and the party engine is more like, let's just say, like the SDP, the NDC, and all that. But like you said, the typical Nigeria that we know right now is, if you just come and, I won't say buy votes, but most people, with the way they are turning the country into, everybody will just fall into any bribe or anything. Well, that politics aside,
Khadija, let me respond to this before we move on, please. Okay. If you say that, like, why is it that this thing has been reoccurring? Let's be realistic with ourselves. Let's speak on what Nigerians are seeing. When the ruling party came, even the person that left before the incumbent president, he kept on mentioning what?
Words. Yeah, that when I leave, you will know that you know somebody is better than I am. So if truly
that a free, fair, credible, and acceptable election is going to be conducted, I doubt if the ruling party will see the light of the day.
And I think that's what they know, and that's why they don't want to even give that room and that opportunity for something like that to happen, because most Nigerians are even saying, even if this election should take place or it should happen, it's not an election, because they already know the outcome.
Well, and if our academia will change the name of the election that we are conducting in Nigeria, instead of election, let them make it coronation.
Coronation or selection. Well, politics aside, now we'll move on to like Daily Independence front page, which says FG and the World Bank talks over second largest $1.25 billion loan. Abubakar, if you convert that money to Nigerian currency, is like almost 1.7 trillion naira, and there's a federal warning that comes with this loan. Like, if you do not hesitate this loan, like you're not going to collect it. Do you think Nigeria? Do you think you're looking for something and you're actually giving me a federal warning of, if you don't hasten my loan, I'm not going to give you? So Abubakar,
do you know the reason why the government are trying to push in order to get this loan?
Why?
Allegedly.
Why?
2027 election.
But they should be able to fund it from their pockets.
And if care is not taken, Nigerian government will start borrowing from OP.
Abubakar, I don't think OP might have the money.
Let's be realistic now. When this government came into board, it withdrew subsidy, and we're expecting that from that place, from that very moment that he made it clear that the subsidy has gone, I didn't expect this government to continue borrowing.
Right from the day of swearing in.
You withdrew subsidy in virtually everything, and now you are still borrowing to do what?
That was the same question that Sanusi asked. Why are you still borrowing if you have taken out the subsidies? Why?
But recently, there is one program here in S24 Inside, a professor of economics, I think Professor Uchenna, he made it clear that borrowing is not bad. As long as we are going to channel it into a productive project. But we need to ask ourselves, are we really borrowing for infrastructure, or we are borrowing to consume?
They actually highlighted it earlier that they are borrowing for agriculture.
I don't really believe with this. You know, when you are in power, you have the media, you have everything. They are dancing into your tune, especially with the way things are going in African politics and Nigeria at large. I so much believe that, and Nigerians are of the view that this borrowing has a political undertone, because even before I enter, I saw a video. Because, you know, the party primaries is going to kickstart recently. I saw a kind of like an envelope wrapped with the logo of one politician. They have been distributing it to people.
It's normal.
And do you think that those funds that have been distributed to people, is it coming from their own personal savings? I doubt.
Even if it comes from their personal savings, that's why most times when they get into office, you'll see that they do not even want to care about the masses or putting back into what they are supposed to put back.
That is why I told Zainab that this country, we're not practicing democracy, rather we're practicing, there's what we call in political science, what we call kleptocracy.
As the political science.
Or there is what we call prebendal politics. That is the politics of self-aggrandizement, self-enrichment. You will just get into power, but you will just be amassing wealth. You know how right is actually stealing?
Of course.
So you will get into office, you will have nothing to do to your people until and unless you recoup back the money you spent.
Yeah.
So there are possible way out to this issue of borrowing in our dear country, Nigeria, and there are some implications that come with this thing. You know, if not just because of this government are so adamant to borrow, why will you borrow, please? Let us try and harness our own IGR, our border, our inland and waterways. Let us generate our revenue there. We should not just be borrowing day in, day out. Borrowing is good, but we should not always be borrowing. There will be a time when we are going to hand over a skeleton country to people that are going to come after us. And do you think that we have done justice to them?
Like, I just wanted to say that maybe the generation coming after us will actually or definitely say we failed them.
We failed them.
Actually.
I was having a conversation with a public figure here in this country. He was one time a minister of FCT. He was just lamenting. He was lamenting. He's almost 70-something years old, saying that they inherited bad country. I was like, if a person that enjoy virtually free education, free medical care, he's saying that they inherited a bad country, what are we going to say?
Or what are our children
We that during our time, subsidy was removed, ASU strike, everything we were experiencing what is currently going on. So talk less of people that are going to come after us. What type of country are we going to hand over to them? We need to be honest in terms of taking good care of this country. Like myself, Abubakar, I don't think if I have any country apart from Nigeria, and I'm proud to be a Nigerian always.
One thing with Nigerians is we are always proud to be Nigerians, but then again, there's this culture we've always adapted, and I think is very bad and very wrong, is Nigerians, we are synonymous with suffering and smiling. You only complain and complain and complain and complain, and at the end of the day, what changes?
No, there will be a change, Khadija. I so much believe that before the coming of this administration, it was PDP that was in power.
Yes.
And there has been calls calling the PDP government that they have failed to deliver everything, and Nigerians kick out PDP out of office. And I believe as Nigerians continue to do the needful and pray, well, maybe there will be a time when Nigeria will enjoy 24/7 electricity, 24/7 security, and 24/7 everything. Nigeria will be far better than America.
Okay. Like I would say, Nigeria, my country, our problem will never cease to end or finish because it's always one story.
I always make a promise to Zainab that I tell Zainab that we die here. So even if I'm not alive, maybe people that are going to come after me, tell them that they should keep on the optimism, because optimism makes us moving.
That's what I just wanted to say, Mr. Optimistic.
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
The man who the chair fits. That's what I was just telling you yesterday.
Yeah, Nigeria should be optimistic. This our country will be great.
One day, Nigeria will be great. Let me borrow your word, Abubakar. Nigeria. Let's leave Nigeria problem for tomorrow, because we'll definitely come back here and talk about them. Well, that's it from a newspaper review today. Up next is our S24 report, coming up after the break. Love, laughter, and heartfelt prayers filled the atmosphere in Abuja as family members, friends, and well-wishers gathered to celebrate the union of Sams and Maureen in a colorful wedding ceremony marked by joy and emotional moments. The event brought together loved ones from different walks of life, all united to witness the beginning of a new chapter for the couple. For the groom, Sams, the day was more than just a wedding celebration. It was the fulfillment of years of prayers and hope for a life partner he had always dreamed of.
Today is like the most happiest day of my life. It's not like it's the most happiest day of my life. Like I've been waiting for this day to come all my life. And then thank God that I got married to the woman that I love. Very beautiful, intelligent woman. A woman that has always pushed me to achieve a lot of things. So I think I thank God so much for having her as my wife.
The bride, Maureen, also expressed gratitude to God while committing their union into his hands, praying for love, peace, and lasting understanding in their marriage journey.
Waited for this day and it's here. And I just want to give God the glory for the journey thus far. He has been the one sustaining us from the beginning. So I just want to return all glory to God. I like what to say. That's why I said from the beginning that I'm actually speechless. But I just want to say thank you, Lord, for seeing us through this journey.
Beyond the glamour and celebration, friends and well-wishers offered words of wisdom and encouragement to the newlyweds, emphasizing patience, communication, and friendship as the foundation of a successful marriage.
This particular word of advice is something that we've always got from our forefathers, our forebears. One is patience, and then the second thing is understanding. I think with these two, you can cross any river, you can climb every mountain in marriage.
I pray that they feel the true essence of togetherness, the true essence of forever, what it means, the better part, and they get to experience one another truthfully as a couple.
Mr. Sims's wedding and also his birthday. So it was wonderful to be here, and his beautiful bride Maureen. And I think again I just felt exactly the same vibe that I felt before, which is everybody here supporting family, supporting an institution that for some people maybe don't treat as seriously as it used to be. But at the end of the day, I think it's a wonderful ceremony, and it's good to be here supporting.
Engineer Sims is really an amazing person, and what we've witnessed today at this wedding is that love conquers everything. But not just love, it means there is need for work, communication, understanding, and for them to surmount all of their challenges and still be able to come in the open to tell people, with all the challenges we're here today. It's really a beautiful thing, and from all indications, it seems they are really united in purpose and united for their love.
As music filled the air and celebration continued late into the day, the wedding of Sims and Maureen became more than just an event. It stood as a reminder of love, commitment, and the enduring power of family and friendship. For the couple, today marks the beginning of forever, surrounded by prayers, support, and the hope of a beautiful future together. From Abuja, Nigeria, I am Hadiza Galadima for S24.
Welcome back from that break, and this is Political Arena with me, Abubakar Fraki, and my guest here is a renowned political scientist in person of Abubakar Ahmad Muhammad. You are welcome to Political Arena.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So, as a political scientist, looking at the political permutation that is currently going on, the political movement and consultation ahead of 2027, with the ADC resurfacing as one of the strong opposition party in Nigeria, in your own thoughts, what are your projections ahead of 2027 elections?
Well, my projection in respect of 2027 election, I think so far so good. It's showing a dimensional change in Nigerian politics, because you can't compare the 2019 coalition or coming together of political parties with that of the 2027, that is, let me say 2026. I'm referring to the current party in power, that is the APC, and the current coalition party, that is the ADC. The ADC is a coalition of individuals. Likewise, the APC is a coalition of parties that made up the movement. So as far as 2027 is concerned, and this ADC has changed entirely the scope of 2027 election. It has changed entirely. Looking at the way things are going on, because currently with even the tension in ADC is clearly showing that it's a result of the masses, that is, let me say, Nigerians, a kind of having interest in the opposition party, that is the respect of the ADC. So that is what is causing all this internal crisis and all that, because if you look at it clearly, it's something that is politically
driven.
Exactly. From the ruling party and some other mechanisms that are involved. Because even this morning I was coming across a conversation from one of the APC spokesperson. I think the conversation happened in national media, trying to kind of portray or tell Nigerians that they have hand in the internal crisis of ADC. So it shows that the politics has begun, and also surely there is hope this time around for the masses, I think, to have what they want in terms of the leadership of the country.
Okay, party cross-carpeting is sometimes unavoidable whenever it is election period.
Exactly.
We have seen massive politicians decamping from party A to party B, from party B to party C.
Exactly.
Still on the ADC. ADC have actually gathered a lot of prominent politicians in their own party.
Yeah.
The likes of former Vice President, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, the likes of Peter Obi,
exactly,
the likes of Amechi, and many more.
Exactly.
So what are your projections at Labour Party? Who is going to emerge as the presidential candidate?
For now, I think as a political scientist, the way I'm looking at the moves is that first of all, I would like to kind of advise the ADC, first of all, to put aside personal interest.
Will that be possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
Politics is all about interest.
That is why I say personal interest. They should all consider national interests. Because the way things are going on is when they consider national interest, that is when all this thing will happen. Because this thing has happened in 2023, where some coalition come together. In fact, it happens since from 2019, when the same APC, after the coalition, after primaries, a lot of people went out of the party, simply because maybe they are not being favored or so. So the ADC, as a coalition party, they should all the personalities under this party should make sure that issue of national interest is what is on their mind. If not, I think it's just a mere disappointment to the masses.
But looking at the way Malam Nasir El-Rufai is facing a series of trials, don't you think that Malam Nasir pulling out of ADC may likely be a shock that actually been his presence in the party actually give the party more momentum? But now Malam Nasir is not partaking in the activity. What is your thought on that?
To me, looking at it politically, what is happening to Malam Nasir El-Rufai is adding more advantage to the party.
How?
Because all the accusation was on the government and it's political. The trial has nothing to do with the kind of, let me say, even though there may be some element of what they are accusing him of, but looking at the way things are, it's political. Because looking at scenarios of his own political colleagues, if I can cite an example with Yahya Bello and co., their own allegation is far, far, far different from Malam Nasir El-Rufai. But why is Malam Nasir El-Rufai on target? Was Yahya Bello detained for all this while? Why? So it means that there is an issue, there is issue of politics, of which that particular political involvement in the matter, that is what is creating, that is what is making ADC to have more advantage when it comes to the political ground now.
But Yahya Bello was one time a governor, and Malam Nasir was one time a minister and also a governor at the same times.
I'm talking about the weight of the allegation.
Don't you think that maybe it's just a massive allegation starting when he even joined the active politics?
What has been revealed
there is an immunity.
What has been revealed to the public, that of Yahya Bello is far, far, far more than that of Nasir El-Rufai. Unless if there is something hidden that they do not make it public to Nigerians.
Okay, going forward, youth participation in politics. Youth have been subjected to data boys.
Yeah.
And once someone is actually going to contest, he may just recruit them, and brainwash them, and give them a doctrine to be his boys. What can you say about that?
Yeah, you know, this thing, I think it changes along the way, because this wasn't the youth's involvement in politics of Nigeria. Because if you look at history, all those that were opportune to rule this country, either elected or under military, they are all youths. So it has changed along the way. What brings about the changes? These are factors that were created just for those that started enjoying those, the power leverages for them to continue. That is just it. By one, denying them the knowledge. That is education. Denying them that issue of national patriotism. I am an advocate of national patriotism in the sense that, because to my belief, it's only national patriotism that will solve all our problems. Because if you bring together all the problems of Nigeria, only one thing, to my belief, will solve all these issues. That is national patriotism. If we are patriotic to this nation, we believe that we don't have any nation than Nigeria. There is no how some of our attitude will be the way it is.
Massive borrowing. This government have been borrowing since when it assumed power. And most of the borrowing are actually channeled into creating welfarism for the political elites. How can we cushion the effect of borrowing in our country from the political aspect?
Yeah, before I answer this, because I would like to ask you a question, did you come across any benefit from it as a Marxist?
Well, the government have been actually creating infrastructural development, as they said.
Where? We should be frank. We should be frank to ourselves. This is a government that come in immediately before even he entered office. He removed subsidy, and among his reason of removing subsidy, he tell us, we the Nigerians, that he want to he want his government to be in a kind of the issue of borrowing to be at very minimal level. But what we see is something different. So I'm always asking this government, where is the issue? Where is the money of the subsidy? Why borrowing?
But the federal government actually said that they have been injecting more money to the state governors.
There is no impact. There is no any impact we are seeing. They have been so far calling salary. Salary is not, paying salary on time is not an impact. It's not an impact at all. So impact, when you say impact, is trying to, first of all, fixing the economy first, that will enable both national and foreign investment, so that the economy will be boosted. It will address the issue of unemployment. It will address the issue of security, because all this issue of insecurity comes as a result of unemployment and that of issue of education. So there is no any impact in this particular aspect. In fact, people are running from Nigeria.
Maybe that is on their personal interest.
No, it's not personal. They are blaming the economy. There is no stability in dollar. There is no a kind of Nigeria is among the forefront in world producing. There is no a kind of a constant price for oil.
Okay, what are your urges to the government in order to cushion that effect of borrowing? Are you calling them to reduce the cost of their trip? The
issue is not the issue of either cost. It's not the issue of running the government, but it's the issue of they should tell us what they are doing categorically with the money they are borrowing. Because so far so good, what they are saying that they are doing, with the money borrowed, is not visible.
But they have been allocating projects, especially from the southern western part of the country.
Approving a project is different from execution of the product of the project. So is there execution? No question.
Well, finally, before we go, what are your calls to youth in ensuring 2027 election comes free, fair, credible, and acceptable?
Yeah. Before I urge, this current internal crisis of ADC, so the current one that is on with regard to the leadership of the party, it's been caused by a youth.
How?
It's been caused by the so-called alleged. Yeah, exactly. It's a youth. This is a person I know because we are brought up from the same community.
But he was saying that he was legally instituted by the court of law.
But as far as if the youth are ready to change this narrative of leadership style and politics in Nigeria, that behavior you attributed politically is wrong. It's wrong, very wrong. Why will he reveal such attributes at this spot? He should allow, in fact,
they will still have a way of calling it. And I said that.
You should understand something about Nigeria. Nigeria, whenever such things, because now my question is, I asked a question yesterday or day before yesterday. Why is INEC behaving that way? Because what court say is to maintain the status quo. Whatsoever the status quo may be, since that is what the court said, at least someone must be there on the portal of INEC to show that he is the representative of ADC. Why not? So I'm not understanding INEC the way they are behaving. Maybe they are being used by the ruling party also. I'm not ADC. I'm not here for ADC. I'm not here for ADC. But I'm talking about the reality and the political phenomena on ground. Let us be realistic.
Well, Mr. Mvara, we have to draw the curtain of the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for speaking with us.
It's a pleasure.
We look forward to have you more for more political analysis.
Thank you very much.
Ahead of 2027. Because you spoke passionately about youth involvement in politics.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That has been Political Arena. Stay with us for our S24 documentary and report.
For decades, golf in Kenya was seen as a sport reserved for men, the wealthy and the well-connected. But on the rolling greens of Thika Greens Golf Resort, a quiet transformation is underway. Women are stepping onto the course, challenging stereotypes and building a community where confidence and belonging come first.
I remember I started training just before COVID. I had started showing the interest. But when I walked in, I didn't feel I belonged. I just, in my mind, I was like, I don't think this place was designed with me in my mind. So it was quiet. Of course, it was not shouting that, but it was quiet and welcoming. Like, people will stare at you. They will not, they will wonder, who is this one coming from? What are we coming to do here?
That feeling of exclusion became the spark for change. In late 2023, Jacqueline Sirai founded Girls Who Golf on GWG, a growing movement that uses golf not only as a sport, but as a tool for mentorship, wellness, and empowerment.
The Girls Who Golf started 2023, towards the end of 2023. That's when now I fully registered. It's a fully registered society. And the idea was to bring women together, first of all. Yes, golf was the idea initially. But now we've evolved to many other things we do together for wellness, for health. So we also have those things, mentorship.
What began with a handful of women has quickly evolved into a supportive network welcoming both experienced golfers and complete beginners. Golf coach Emmanuel Wekesa has watched the shift happen in real time. More women are taking lessons, earning handicaps, and entering tournament.
Golf was a sport for men, but so far what I'm seeing, it has really changed. And the impact, it's a good thing, because women, they are really playing, they love the sport, because each and every day, at least I get a referral from the different ladies and those want to start. And I get new ladies, and they are doing very well. And to be honest, I'm happy with them. The progress, they are doing very well so far. Most of them, they have got a handicap. They participate in tournaments, and considering this few years from 2021 and up to now, it's amazing. They're playing, they're enjoying, they're winning.
The movement is already inspiring a younger generation. Through partnership with organizations like Girl Up, girls are being introduced to golf as a pathway to confidence, opportunity, and global exposure.
Invited by Girls Who Golf, Madam Jacqueline, who is like our partner. We're Gala, a UN organization for girls, supporting girls at all. So we were called for the golf clinic, and we were like, why not, sis? We're not that good in golf, so we're here for training and all. And in the near future, with golfing, I hope and wish that to take me like abroad, further my golfing. As golf is not that easy, but okay, there's nothing easy. So you just have an open mind, be ready to learn and get the best from what you're being given here.
For many of the girls, golf is no longer seen as an impossible sport. It is becoming a space where they can dream bigger.
Jackie is an amazing leader. Working with her is excellent because she has a way of cutting across from dealing with us who are a bit experienced to those who have never really held a club. And what I love most about her is her soft heart for the underprivileged. And that is why for me and her we ride.
At the heart of Girls Who Golf is inclusion. Whether seasoned players or first-timers, every woman is encouraged to step forward and take a shot. Across Kenya's fairways, the sound of change is growing louder. With every swing, every lesson, and every new golfer stepping onto the course, these women are reshaping the future of the sport, proving that golf belongs to everyone.
Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us. Here is your tech update for today. We begin with Apple, who has released iOS 26.5, the final major update in its iOS 26 cycle, introducing new features, security fixes, and system improvements ahead of WWDC 2026. Key updates include end-to-end encrypted RCS messaging between iPhones and Android devices, though dependent on carrier support and unlikely to be available yet in markets like Nigeria, alongside AI-powered location suggestions in Apple Maps, a new Pride Luminance wallpaper, and easier pairing for Apple accessories. The update also improves subscription billing, reminders, and data transfer options, and it is available for iPhone 11 and newer models. The release comes as Apple prepares to unveil iOS 27, expected to feature a major AI upgrade, particularly for Siri, which remains delayed due to testing challenges, while iOS 26.5 focuses on stability and incremental improvements, which include EU-specific features. Apple recommends users install the updates for its security enhancements, even though some features may have limited functionality depending on region and carrier support. And in another development, Germany's financial watchdog, BaFin, has warned that advances in artificial intelligence are driving growing and substantial cyber risk, announcing a new unit to carry out targeted inspections of financial firms. President Mark Branson said emerging AI models, including Anthropic's Mythos, can quickly detect and exploit vulnerabilities in both legacy and modern banking systems, making stronger cybersecurity measures an urgent priority. The warning comes as global banks and regulators race to assess the risk posed by next-generation AI tools, with some U.S. banks already testing Mythos. Authorities and cybersecurity experts caution that these technologies could significantly increase the speed and scale of cyber attacks, pushing financial institutions to invest more heavily in defenses and improve their readiness against evolving threats. And in educational system, the developer of the widely used Canvas for education platforms has issued an apology following a cyber attack that disrupted access for students and exposed sensitive data linked to thousands of schools. Chief Executive Steve Daly said on Monday that the breach, claimed by hacking group Shiny Hunters, affected institutions globally and involved the theft of approximately 6.65 terabytes of data, including student names, email addresses, enrollment details, and private messages between students, teachers, and staff. The incident, which was reported last week by U.S. student newspapers, occurred at a critical time as students prepared for end-of-the-year assignments, causing widespread disruption across classrooms that rely on Canvas for coursework, communication, and academic management. And lastly, researchers have warned that artificial intelligence is far more expensive and environmentally harmful than commonly believed.
challenging the idea that it's a cheaper alternative to human works, according to recent analysis, expert warnings, and industry admissions. While governments, corporations, and institutions have embraced AI for cost savings and efficiency, the technology demands massive investment in energy-hungry data centers, advanced chips, cloud infrastructure, cybersecurity, and ongoing human oversight due to frequent errors and inaccuracies. NVIDIA's VP of Applied Deep Learning noted that computing costs often exceed employee expenses, as firms end up paying for both AI and labor. Studies from MIT and others highlight AI's flawed judgment, automation bias risk in critical sectors like healthcare and finance, and a growing environmental toll, including surging electricity demand, hundreds of metric tons of carbon emissions per model, and millions of liters of water used in data centers. Expert has warned that over-reliance on AI could erode human skills, eliminate entry-level jobs, and create talent shortages, urging a balanced approach that values human capital, sustainability, and responsible innovation. And in a world driven by AI and emerging technology, human intelligence remains irreplaceable. Do live smart, stay connected, and have a good day today. I am Siddiqat Yusuf.
Hello and welcome back from the break. This is your entertainment update for today. I'm Khadija Muhammad, and today's timeline is serving everything from shocking revelation to music vibes and cultural moments. So sit back because the internet has definitely been busy. Starting with Nigerians are reacting after veteran TV host Frank Idoho revealed details about his early salary while hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Many fans said they always believed life behind the famous TV show was much full of luxury. But the revelation has now sparked conversation about how Nigeria's economy has changed over the years. And judging by today's prices, many people online say that amount would barely survive a weekend shopping in 2026. And from conversation about money and inflation to tourism debates hitting up social media, Nigerians truly know how to turn every topic into a national discussion. The historic tourist attraction Olumorok is trending after a report of professional photography and drone fees has sparked reaction online. While some content creators believe the charges could discourage tourism promotion, others argue that maintaining tourist centers requires proper funding and management. Either way, social media users have suddenly become full-time tourism analysts over the past 24 hours. And moving on from tourism debate to smooth Afrobeat energy, because whenever BNXN and SARS team up, fans already expect playlists, late-night drives, and emotional captions. The Nigerian stars BNXN and SARS have officially dropped their new EP titled The Game Needs Us, and fans are already vibing to songs like Rome and Shoulder and Black Outside. With many praising the chemistry between both artists, the project is already gaining attention online, and music lovers say could become one of the standout Afrobeat releases of the season. And before we wrap up, let's step away from streaming charts and social media drama for a moment, because sometimes the most beautiful stories are found in culture and tradition. Have you ever imagined a community where water feels more like a road than land? That's the reality of the Ilaje people in Ondo State. And many Nigerians are now celebrating the beauty of their culture online. They are known for their strong connection to fishing and river life. The Ilaje people continues to preserve their tradition through food, dances, and daily life underwater. Many say stories like this are a reminder that some of Nigeria's greatest treasures are still found in its local cultures and communities. And that's our entertainment update for today. If there's one thing Nigerians will never run out of, it's stories, opinions, and moments that keeps everyone talking. I'm Khadija Muhammad, and coming up next is Sport News with Martha after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Hello
Hello and welcome to your sports update, where football drama, title races and World Cup preparations are making the headlines. Here's your sports update for today. Ousmane Dembele has been named League One Player of the Year for the second consecutive season after another impressive campaign with Paris Saint-Germain. The French forward became the first player since Zlatan Ibrahimovic in 2014 to retain the award. PSG youngster Desiree Doe won Best Young Player, while Paris Sarge claimed Coach of the Year. PSG are now closing in on another league title and are preparing for the UEFA Champions League final against Arsenal. Moving to England, Tottenham Hotspur play Tottenham's Premier League future still uncertain as the relegation battle intensifies. Now, over in Italy, Napoli suffered a damaging 3-2 defeat to Bologna after a dramatic stoppage time winner from Jonathan Rui. The loss leaves Napoli's Champions League hopes hanging in balance with 2 matches left to play. And finally, in Mexico has cancelled plans to shorten its school year ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup following strong backlash from parents and education groups. The tournament, hosted by Mexico, United States and Canada, is set to begin on June 11th next year. And that's your sport updates, where trophies are within reach, pressure is rising, and every moment continues to shape the road to glory. Up next is PG News after the break.
Hello, my country people. Today, Tori don't land again. No time to waste. Make we sharply enter the matter. Nigeria National Assembly don't join hands with stakeholders and international partners to tackle food wahala where they happen for country. Them talk say food security now government top matter now because insecurity for farm areas, climate change and weak farming system they affect food production. This partnership go help bring strong laws wey go boost food supply, can't even stabilize the price join said. Still support small farmers well. Government, development agencies and private investors go still work together to push the National Food Security Act where they already plan. Now, on top loan matter, federal government they negotiate with World Bank for fresh 1.25 billion naira loan where they go support for their economic reforms. If World Bank approve them, total money when Nigeria don't collect under this government fit pass $10 billion. And they say the money go enter agriculture, power and social support projects. But Account General won't say Nigeria fit reject the loan if approval or money release delay past 6 months. They talk say too much delay fit slow down important projects and affect the reforms plan. So government they push me everything they fast so the money go reach where it go reach everywhere. For another matter where they happen, one popular cleric don't cause plenty reactions for country after he talks to some people where they plan coup approach them to seek spiritual backing for their plan. But the cleric reject and straight. He talks say religion supposed to stand for peace, stability, and even lawful government. Since then, my people, concern don't rise again about politics, even security for this country. Government and security experts see they press. They say democracy and rule of law must always be protected. For education side, JAMB don't see changes for UTME performance so for past 10 years, with top scores where they between 299 and 374 from 2013 to 2024. People talk say students they prepare better and competition don't even increase as technology also they help learning and exam system. But some people see they worry, they talk say pressure do on students too much because of the high scores. Education expert Covey advise people say make they not just focus on result alone. JAMB still can't join my talk say UTM in a ranking exam where they help place students well for university admission. Now on top of the Obodo matter, people they celebrate International Nurses Day 2026 to show love and appreciation to over 30 million nurses way day worldwide. This year team now power of care and they remind us say the world still need over 5 million nurses join. Health bodies they call on government may they support nurses well because they really they important for this healthcare system. International Council of Nurses talk say if this nurse shortage reduce, if it even add about 1.1 trillion enter world economy join. They say they beg make government invest more for training, better salary and even good working condition. So healthcare go day stronger everywhere. Now the authority I don't carry come for in a bit this. Make I just hang the matter for you. No worry, tomorrow I go still come back with more Obonge story. We go ginger you now. But for now, I don't leave you now. Hand over to Hadiza. My name is Gladys Asuko.